In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to database management systems. First, we are going to discuss what is a database management system, then the history of database management systems, and roles behind database management systems today. First, what does DBMS stand for? DBMS stands for Database Management System or Systems. Then, what is a database? A database is an organized collection of data stored and accessed electronically. They collect information on people, places, or things. This information is gathered in one place so that it can be observed and analyzed. For examples, pictures in your Facebook or Instagram, or comments or videos are all stored in databases, and you can see them, edit them, or delete them, or you can make comments and make replies. These all data are stored in databases. So now we know what is a database. Then what is a database management system? A database management system is a software that provides required facilities for both users and developers according to their requirement and authority. A database management system lets users to store, update, search, and delete data. A developer can further interact between databases and modify stored data by a user. If we consider the process of a database management system, from the developer side, the database management systems gives access to developers to edit and to modify and update data stored in a database. From the client side, gives access to the client to edit and update data stored in a database according to the authority. The client can access the database management system using a web application or a desktop software or a mobile application or a game. A developer can access the database management system using a software like Workbench, Hayden, or Navigat. Database management system is the software that we use to control the database. A database is a collection of tables. A table is a collection of data, and in one single database there could be many tables, and these tables are saved as individual files. In general, both developers and clients can insert, update, and delete and search the data stored in a database. So why we use databases? In today's world, many requirements of the people are done using automated systems. These systems need data previously collected in their subject to work properly. Artificial intelligence systems use data to learn, and those data is stored in databases. So now, what is data management? Data management can be defined as a process of collecting and storing data securely for retrieval in future. Store, update, search, and delete data are the basic functions of a database management system. There are two types of approaches to database management systems. The first one is file systems, and the second one is database management systems. For example, the hard drives use this file system to store data. On the other hand, data management system is a software used to manage collections of data while also giving required security measures and recovery options for both users and developers. If we take file systems and database management systems for comparison, file systems have redundancy while database management systems does not have that disadvantage. And file systems are hard to be processed using queries, while database management systems are much easier to be modified using queries. One of the most important things file systems compared to database management systems is database management systems are more secure than file systems. The history of database management systems goes back to 1960. In these years, there were systems using storage media like magnetic tapes. These systems relied on sequential storage of data. The history of database management systems can be recognized in three main eras: that is navigational, then SQL relational, then post-relational era. The navigational database was the first database management system that was emerged. It was used in direct storage technology. By mid-1960s, commercial database management systems emerged. The Integrated Data Store (IDS) by Data Task Group was the first. These databases used primary keys, could navigate relationships one by one, but records were scanned sequentially. In 1966, IBM also introduced their own database management system called IMS. By 1970s, IBM used an approach to manage databases by using different tables for different entities. There were also primary keys to distinguish each row. Cross-references between tables were identified via these primary keys and used a set of operations based on the mathematical system of relational calculus to join these tables by relations. With this approach, users could retrieve specific data using query language rather than retrieving data one record at a time by navigating the links. By 1980s, DBMS software became available for the personal computers too. Spreadsheets like Lotus 123 and database software like DBase were introduced into the market. These softwares made general people to use these softwares easily. They didn't have to worry about many hard tasks like opening and closing files and managing space for the files. By 1990s, object-oriented programming was introduced. These technologies allowed DBMS to treat data as objects, allowing relations between data to be related to objects and their attributes rather than individual fields. In the present day, NoSQL and NewSQL DBMS are widely used. NoSQL is used in web applications and NewSQL is used for online transactions. Now we come to the roles behind database management systems. There are many roles related to database management. The first one is the data administrator, also known as DA, then the database administrator, DBA, then the database designer, then the application developer, and the end user. Data administrator is the most important role in database management. They are responsible for keeping track of the data and to check the continuity of the data flow. Sometimes data administrator is also referred as database administrator. Databases are created by data administrators too. They also keep in touch with software developers to make coordination between database and software. Then a database administrator is responsible for managing and maintaining databases. They provide access to databases and maintain database backup solutions to recover databases on system failures or other type of error. The task of a database designer is to create the logical structure of a database, create relationships between various elements of data. Database designer is the person who installs and configures the relational database management system on company's server. He creates schemas and databases according to the requirements of the company. He also creates users to the database and give them their privileges. Then we come to the application developer. Application developer is a software engineer that is specialized in the field of developing the web, mobile, desktop, or any other application. They work together with other DBMS roles to fulfill storage requirements of the application. Then the end user. End users are the people who uses the database. They do not mainly modify the structure of the database. They retrieve, store, and modify data on a database according to their authority. There are few types of end users according to their requirements and authority. The first one is the casual end users. These users access the database more often and they use a query language to perform their task. These users learn a few of the facilities out of the many facilities provided by the DBMS. Native users, on the other hand, use a specific user interface that is specially designed for their requirement to access the database. They use a very little facilities provided by the DBMS. For example, a clerk that checks availability of air tickets or hotel rooms and marks reservations is an example for these kind of users. Then the application programmers. These application programmers create the user interface to communicate with the DBMS for other users, depending on authorities and requirements of the user. Then sophisticated end users. These users include engineers, business analysts, and other decision-making personnel of the company. They learn most of their facilities provided by the DBMS, as they use most of the data in the DBMS to perform their tasks. Then the standalone users, in the other hand, are the users that who maintains a personal database using a specialized GUI-based software package. These users do not affect the whole database, but they maintain data in the database that personally matters to them. Then finally, the specialized end users. These users have authority to create databases and implement technical controls and write specialized database related programs to enforce their policies and decisions. So that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time.